Hello everyone, CrystalFissure here, and welcome to a brand new Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1+2 video, where we are here to look at 3 more levels ahead of the release. Now, I have actually got my hands on the game now. This is the PC version, and while I'm not allowed to post a review yet, I'm allowed to post some gameplay and just get some sort of give some general thoughts on it so far before I sort of do an official review. I'd say my official review will end up appearing as, a Let's Play of 1 and 2, but there's a lot to talk about here as we explore for the first time, properly seeing it, Philadelphia from Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2. So, honestly, I'm not just saying this, I know that people's first impression is that if you get something early, you're obligated to praise it. I have been playing this for now many hours, more than 10 hours. I've sunk serious time into this and the PS4 version, and this is easily one of the best Tony Hawk games ever made. And why is that, even though it's only essentially a remaster? Well, I guess the answer to that is that it really is more. There's a lot of stuff in the menus and the way that you play the game, different modes and stuff like that, and your overall customization, which I'll talk about later, that makes this game actually feel really big. It's not just taking one Tony Hawk game, obviously it's taking 2, but it's not just taking 2, it feels like 2 and more with all the customization options and all the playable characters. I'm playing as Bobby here, and I also made my own character. I can't wait till you guys see some more of that, especially with the create a skater mode. And there's so many options. Basically, cash has changed in this game. Cash is no longer used in the same way it used to be. Cash is now used and earned to basically buy items, skateboards, decks, all these different things like that. And I think that's a really great use of it. As I stack here, I am just showing off all the different kind of stacks, and not just stacks, but yeah, there's challenges as well within that. There is so much to do for completionists out there. It's going to be huge, and the reason why it's going to be huge is because, there genuinely is all these challenges with the vast, amount of skaters, and they're all different. They all have slightly different challenges, and obviously some skaters are different specialties. For example, I was playing as Aori Nishimura, and a lot of her skating sort of goal challenges are actually grind related. So that makes a lot of sense, of course, because in fact, this is going to be a complete skater noob thing, but literally when you look her up, majority of the things I find her doing is grind, and a lot of her special tricks when you load up the game are all this. Can I just say this is an excellent interpretation of Philadelphia, and graphically I just say that playing this on my computer, these are like the top settings, so that's why they've maybe 1 or 2 little frame drops here with the recording. Playing this in the top settings with like a 2060 card and like a 12-core Ryzen, whatever, it's pretty beautiful on this 1080p screen. Like, it really looks good. Like the subtle blur in the background from the distance, and just the lighting, and it just feels really interactive. I know some people have said, it feels like a little bit dead in compared to to other Tony Hawk games, and while the later ones get really wacky, and this it probably doesn't really reach that kind of wackiness that you get from the later ones like American Wasteland and stuff, it still is like, you should see Downtown. Downtown is ridiculous with I feel like the cars are just going even faster than they ever were in the original game. This is Chicago, which is the first scoring medal placing challenges in Pro Skater 1, and it's been really interesting to play this and learn the gaps, because I was never actually that good at the gaps in the original. When I used to play as a kid, I never really cared. I never really was a big part of my gameplay, but it's been really fun to learn that, and also having all of the new abilities in this game, such as like the wall plant and stuff like that. Wall plant, I don't know how to say it. Aussies say plant, whatever. I say plant usually, but wall plant. Let's just say wall plant. Wall plant, spine transfers, and all these other things. It makes it really fun to play these levels in a new way, because for me, I
have downloaded Thug Pro, but I don't actually own Thug Pro. Like I haven't like properly loaded it up, and I know that you've got all the abilities there for because it's a, you know, it's got all the abilities from what is it, Underground 2. So I actually haven't had the opportunity to play that. So all the levels and stuff like that, like these levels, like Chicago, I have no joke just played Chicago in the original I was gonna say Spyro, I don't know why, the original Pro Skater 1 mode. So this is a lot more fun to do it this way. It actually is. Yeah, I've absolutely had a ball playing this so far. One thing as well to note is that the way in which you progress, you know, getting the skill, basically collecting the skill points areas, skill points around each level. The interesting thing about that I find is that I really like, more so than when I used to play the game. Maybe it's because I'm older, I don't know, maybe I'm more aware or something like that. When I improve my stats, I can genuinely feel such a big difference. Now, I'm not saying you can't in the past, but just for this, it really does feel like that, which is great. By the way, these are me collecting some stuff to level up, get more cash. I've got a lot of cash to spend. The overall aesthetic of this as well is really classically Tony Hawk. Vicarious Visions have done, once again, an amazing job with this. The thing that this leaves me sort of the most wanting out of the game, out of the series, is more. Now, I know that sounds like something, you know, oh, I've already got the game, now I want more. No, I'm going to be playing this for a very long time. Look at me, I'm keeping that mess up in there because I truly am a disgrace sometimes. But one thing, yeah, like, obviously, yeah, it's great to have this game. I'm genuinely so happy that I have it and we're all going to be able to play it, and I genuinely do not believe it's going to be a flop. I think it's going to be an extremely successful game. But the thing that it leaves me wanting is more, because they've done this so well. Imagine what they can do with 3, 4, American Wasteland. I mean, I don't know if they'd remake that, but Underground, to me, 1 and 2 seem like a no-brainer. Obviously, big projects, but now they've got the engine sorted. You know, this is essentially an engine of a later Tony Hawk game, so it's not like they need to do absolutely crazy amount of coding, you know, to fundamentally get the game to feel like, you know, Underground. Really, it's like, yeah, getting off the board and stuff like that. A few other little random features like the manual that when you stop you can like use it to get started again. I've always forgot what it's called. This is, by the way, absolutely gorgeous. They've turned this place into an absolute rave. But yeah, so, you know, obviously there is definitely 100% so much potential for this franchise to be reset in the perfect way. Vicarious Visions are the team to lead it forward. I said that about, you know, Crash Bandicoot, how Vicarious Visions were the ones to bring them. But look, if we've got these teams of like Vicarious Visions with Beanox and Toys for Bob and all these guys working on these games and these franchises now, it's truly exciting to see. By the way, I just thought this would be cool to show off the Dead Pine Mall, 11:34 p.m. But yeah, it's seriously, again, I cannot speak highly enough of it. Cannot wait to show you guys even more. Cannot wait to LP this. And yes, I know I still have my Pro Skater 4 LP. I'd be meaning to record more parts of that very soon. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this Pro Skater video, and it's coming soon, guys. The wait is almost over. Thanks, guys. Goodbye.